Assalamualaikum. Welcome to Member Spotlight by Allied Muslim Chamber of Business. MCOB is a membership-based social enterprise with a mission to create a thriving Muslim business community. It's the power of collective wisdom, continued learning, and thought leadership brought together for Muslims by Muslims. Our core belief is that business leaders thrive when they have access to a supportive community of peers who challenge and inspire each other. Today, we have with us our member, Shahzad Mustafa. Shahzad is the president of Indusflow Systems, a security focused managed IT services provider dedicated to supporting growing and mid market organizations with complex technology needs. With a deep passion for empowering organizations through the strategic use of technology, Shahzad brings decades of expertise in helping clients unlock productivity, ensure security, and embrace digital transformation. Welcome, Shahzad.
Thank you. Thank you, Kashif. Appreciate the opportunity to speak to your members.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being here and joining MCOP. Would love to learn your journey, how you got to where you are today.
Well, certainly, yeah. I mean, Indusflow, we're around a 25 person IT services company. We've been operating in Ontario within Canada for the last 25 years plus. And we have a little bit of an interesting journey. So, our father actually started this business in the early 90s. When my brother and I graduated from university, we joined him. He actually started, his passion was education. And he started by teaching high technology skills
Mhm.
to the Canadian market, particularly in the 90s. If you remember, there was a lot of computerization of society, and as well as it was a big market change within the Canadian space. A lot of the traditional manufacturing was disappearing. A lot
Mhm.
of people were getting laid off from legacy industries and were being moved into sort of more of the digital technology world. And so the Canadian market needed partners like us to provide skills in computer networking, software development, DBA, security, and so on. So we actually started off by running a few private vocational colleges within the Toronto area, where we provided a lot of high tech skills to people transitioning from traditional industries as well as new immigrants. We were heavily funded by various levels of government to provide that training, and we graduated thousands of students, and many of them are now in top IT positions throughout North America. So we're pretty proud of that legacy. And along the way, we learned our own skills. We learned on the job, learned how to really take care of customers. We became very, very proficient in technology, both in terms of infrastructure as well as software development and digital transformation. In the sort of the mid 2000s, we've transitioned into a B2B services company, really providing 24/7 managed services to our clients within Canada and as well as outside of our region as well.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did not. I was not aware of the fact that your father started this. So,
yeah,
how
yeah.
the transition taking on this company?
Yeah, it's been an interesting journey because unlike maybe some of your other members that are were a little bit more entrepreneurial, they just started something from scratch. We were sort of brought into the vision that our father had, and our father, mashallah, he kind of epitomizes the first generation immigrant story of coming to North America, starting from scratch and really struggling to build his family and get his family established within this country. And yeah, he epitomizes the hard work that immigrants do to start organizations, to start businesses, and we're really proud of that legacy. And many of those values of hard work and
Mhm.
service have really been transferred over to my brother and I, and we really try to live those values by, really serving our customers with the best possible level of service as possible.
All right.
Yeah,
So let's take a deeper dive into IndusFlow.
yeah.
Right now, what services IndusFlow is providing, and who are the customers that you are serving?
Yeah, yep. Good question. So Indusflow has evolved into what we refer to as a managed IT services company, right? So we work with organizations that heavily depend on technology, whether
Mhm.
that be they have computer networks, they have a lot of cloud investments, Microsoft Azure. They're heavily involved with Microsoft 365 and the whole suite of tools that Microsoft provides to run the modern workplace,
Yeah.
but they don't have the internal expertise to manage and govern and secure that infrastructure, right?
Yeah.
Or they may have internal technicians or an IT manager,
Mhm.
but often what happens with especially the small to mid-sized company is that those internal teams are not necessarily proficient in some of the latest practices, especially around cybersecurity, because that landscape
Mhm.
is very, very dynamic. So what we've built is we've built a team of about 25 professionals, and we are optimized really for that 24/7 service level agreement relationship. So we have a very responsive service desk, system administration team, security team. And then we also do quite a bit of value add services like training, consulting, and so on. So really, our ideal client are the small to mid-size organization in various industries who either do not have internal IT proficiency
Mhm.
or may need to augment their existing teams with a co-managed partner like us.
Okay. So what size of companies do you usually work with? Is it by like number of people, revenue? What? How do
Yeah,
you?
yeah. So typically, our sort of target are the number of computer users, right? So you
Okay.
may have organizations that are, let's say, extremely high revenue, but they don't really have a huge IT footprint.
Mhm.
Or you may have companies that are smaller, but they have a huge IT footprint. So, for example, if you think about a manufacturer, if you think about logistics, if you think about many professional services firms, like for example, a legal firm may have 40, 50 employees, maybe 20 partners, 40, 50, 60 support staff. They're all computer users. So we kind of base it on two things. Number one is volume, the number of computer users that need to be managed and secured, or companies that heavily depend on complex technology setups. For example, manufacturing will have a lot of on-premises networked equipment. They may have a shop floor system. They might have IoT devices. They may have a lot of cloud, and they may have a lot of remote workforce as well. So it becomes a little bit more complex, and you really need to secure and manage that properly to ensure that you have a compliant networking environment that is protected, and it's also protected from a data loss perspective, but also from a cybersecurity perspective.
Okay. Do you have any consideration in any particular industry, or you are industry agnostic?
Yeah, we tend to be a little bit agnostic. However, if we look at our existing customer base, they tend to be divided into really three major areas. One is sort of the blue collar industries like manufacturing, warehouse distribution, logistics. So these types of organizations are often heavy data driven. They have ERP systems. They have a line of business applications that are generating data. They need a lot of analytics and they need a lot of security in particular. These organizations are 24/7. So think about a manufacturer that has three shifts. They have to ensure that their systems are always online, right? The second group of companies are really the nonprofit space. They could be, we have a good cluster of customers in long-term care. Retirement homes, long-term care homes, healthcare, medical, dental. So these are the organizations that are kind of in the healthcare space, but they may have a big footprint. And the third area are really professional services. You think about knowledge-based industries like legal, HR, financial, insurance brokers, those kinds of organizations that are heavily knowledge-based.
Mhm.
They're often on the cloud, but they need that secured and managed.
Okay, all right. And right now, you mentioned that most of your clientele is in Canada. And are you also working internationally?
Our focus is really on the metropolitan Toronto area. That's a nice big market for us. We're still a little bit on the small side, and we have to be very careful to make sure that we don't overextend ourselves, because we do really focus on quality of service, and also we do a lot of on-site service. So
Mhm.
we've built a nice business around the metropolitan Toronto area. However, many of our clients do have branch offices either in the United States or in other provinces in Canada. Canada is a very large country, as you know,
Yeah.
and in some cases overseas, we do have an offices in the Caribbean. We have one client that has an office in the UK that we manage. So we kind of spread ourselves out that way, but really our starting point are really the metropolitan Toronto area.
Okay. Where do you see your company in the next 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, so right now we are focused on building enterprise value for our business, which really means growing our portfolio of clients. We're looking to at least double in the next 3 years. So we're really aggressively working on growth strategies. My particular interest and focus is really go to market. My business partner, who's also my brother, he's our CTO, and he really runs the delivery side of our organization. I'm more focused on go to market, business development, helping to develop markets, sell, manage sales resources.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, our goal is really to grow, add more clients, grow our portfolio of businesses that we're serving, but also to be able to offer more to our existing clients, right? So we are getting into more advanced security solutions. We're doing a lot of AI rollouts. We're doing Microsoft's Power Platform, helping companies to integrate and automate. There's a lot of opportunity in automation and AI to help create more efficiencies, help speed up business processes and cut down costs. So we're also offering those services to existing clients and hopefully building out more revenue that way as well.
Okay. So your business right now, is it more focused on the software side of the security or also dealing with the
No,
hardware?
no, the full stack. So we are because we're in the business like a utility of keeping the lights on, right? So we have to bring to bear the full range of services required to maintain 24/7 cyber vigilance for our clients. So
Yeah.
that includes a stack of tools that we do deploy. We don't develop our own tools. We use industry standard tools, Microsoft Defender, for example. There's a lot of good EDR solutions, like Sentinel One. We also work with 24/7 security operation centers like Sophos to bring in their level of service into our organization. So we have a stack of tools that we deploy to our clients, and
Mhm.
then we have a team that keeps alert 24/7 to see what incidents bubble up from our customers. And so there's a labor component, there's a tools component, and then there's an expertise component. We have some very senior people that kind of design the security architecture for our clients. And we also have some compliance expertise as well, helping our clients use technology in a way that is safe and that protects their data. So
Okay.
it's a full range of services.
All right. No, that's definitely great to know.
Yeah.
And where you are right now, you have been running this company. Now, what advice would you give to fellow entrepreneurs, fellow business owners?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how you start your business. If you are looking to, well, first of all, technology is a great way of starting a new business. There are many business problems that can be solved through technology.
Mhm.
You sort of have to decide whether you are interested in a service-oriented business or a product-oriented business, right? So in the product-oriented business, which we're not really focused on, is really more developing, software apps, SaaS products. You're kind of focused on a specific business problem for
Mhm.
which you're developing a solution, and then you try to get subscribers to that solution. If you're more on the service side, a service business is very easy to start, but it's often more difficult to scale. So it all depends, I guess, for the entrepreneur is what are you looking to get out of your business? If you're looking to build some enterprise value so that you can potentially exit and retire rich, right? Or you're looking to, build some sort of you just love to build a business and hire employees and then feed their families through your business. That's also a big thrill. But I think with entrepreneurship, it's just getting out of that comfort zone. To in some cases, people are receiving very good salaries and they don't want to leave those salaries to start a business. So yeah, getting into entrepreneurship is there's risk, but there's a huge upside if you do well.
All right. Now, we definitely wish you well in your
Thank you.
journey and looking forward to witnessing the growth that you would have in the next 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, thank you. And then looking forward to learning a lot from your members. I think the reason why I joined is really to network and learn from other business leaders in the community, learn from each other and serve more people. That's really my goal.
Yeah. No, definitely. Thank you so much for being part of MCOP, and
Thank,
thank you so much for today.
thank you, Kashif.
Thank you,
All
Sonic.
the best. Wa alaikum salam.